Jamaica, a Caribbean island better known for its vibrant culture, lush landscapes, and tourism economy, has recently emerged in discussions surrounding a potentially transformative development, the discovery of oil. While the country has never produced oil commercially, recent geological evidence and exploratory surveys have generated growing interest in its hydrocarbon potential. If successfully confirmed and extracted, oil could redefine Jamaica's economic trajectory. The island's oil story began with small but significant discoveries of natural oil seeps, both onshore and offshore. These seeps serve as geological indicators, pointing to the possible presence of oil-generating source rocks deep beneath the surface. In 2018, two separate onshore oil seeps were discovered about 70 kilometers apart, offering the first tangible signs of a working petroleum system on the island. A third seep was later confirmed in 2019, originating from a Jurassic-aged source rock, an ancient formation dating back approximately 160 million years. Offshore developments have been equally intriguing. In 2017, an exploration by the UK-based company Tullow Oil revealed evidence of live oil seeps beneath the waters south of Jamaica. This offshore activity centered around the Walton-Morant Basin, a vast geological area covering more than 22,000 square kilometers. These findings fueled optimism about the possibility of Jamaica tapping into a previously unrecognized oil reservoir. The Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, PCJ, has played a central role in managing and evaluating these discoveries. In partnership with CGG Geoconsulting, PCJ conducted advanced seismic surveys and geochemical analyses. Their 2018 study identified multiple viable source rocks across various sedimentary basins. Of the 11 wells drilled historically in Jamaica, 10 displayed hydrocarbon shows, signs that oil or gas was present in the subsurface layers. One of the most promising prospects identified is the Calibri site, located within the Walton-Morant license block. This location alone is believed to hold over 400 million barrels of recoverable oil. United Oil and Gas plc, which took over the license from Tullow Oil, estimates that the total unrisked potential of the block exceeds 2.4 billion barrels. Such figures, while speculative until confirmed by drilling, underscore the magnitude of what could be at stake. Despite the excitement, no exploratory drilling has yet been undertaken to confirm the presence of commercial oil reserves. Drilling a test well is an expensive and high-risk endeavor, with costs estimated at around $30 million. United Oil and Gas has been actively seeking investment partners to share these costs, but the process has faced delays due to financial constraints and global economic shifts. Nevertheless, the Jamaican government has remained cautiously optimistic. In 2025, the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology extended United Oil and Gas's license until 2028. This extension allows more time for technical work, data interpretation, and securing partners for future exploration. Government officials have repeatedly emphasized that while the findings are promising, it is premature to celebrate until drilling provides definitive proof of commercially viable oil. If commercial oil were found, the economic implications for Jamaica would be substantial. First and foremost, oil revenues could dramatically boost government income through royalties, taxes, and profit-sharing arrangements. This new revenue stream could be invested in critical sectors such as healthcare, education, transportation, and public infrastructure, areas that have long been underfunded due to budget constraints. Oil production could also stimulate massive job creation. From engineering and construction to logistics and refining, the oil industry demands a wide array of skilled and unskilled labor. Thousands of Jamaicans could find employment in support services, safety, environmental monitoring, and more. Additionally, the emergence of a domestic energy sector could encourage the development of technical training programs and institutions geared toward energy-related disciplines. Energy security would be another major benefit. Currently, Jamaica imports over 90% of its energy needs in the form of petroleum products. Producing its own oil could reduce vulnerability to global price fluctuations and supply disruptions, especially given geopolitical uncertainties in traditional oil-producing regions. The savings on energy imports would help stabilize the country's trade balance and reduce foreign exchange pressure. Moreover, domestically produced oil could potentially lower electricity and fuel prices for consumers and businesses. This would have ripple effects across the economy, reducing the cost of goods and services, encouraging entrepreneurship, and improving competitiveness for exports. Jamaica's manufacturing and agro-processing sectors, in particular, could benefit from lower operational costs. Beyond direct economic gains, the symbolic value of an oil discovery should not be underestimated. It could boost national pride, attract foreign investment, and increase Jamaica's influence in regional and international forums. Countries like Guyana have already experienced such a transformation, moving from economic uncertainty to rapid growth fueled by oil exports. However, alongside these potential benefits come significant risks. Environmental concerns are paramount. Oil exploration and drilling can have devastating effects on marine ecosystems, especially in a country heavily reliant on fishing and coastal tourism. An oil spill could damage coral reefs, pollute beaches, and destroy livelihoods dependent on clean waters and natural beauty. The possibility of induced seismic activity is also a concern. Studies have suggested links between oil-related operations, particularly wastewater injection, and increased earthquake frequency in other regions. Jamaica, already located in a seismically active zone, must approach drilling with extreme caution and robust environmental regulations. Another challenge lies in governance. Resource-rich developing countries often fall victim to the resource curse, where sudden wealth leads to corruption, mismanagement, and increased inequality. Strong legal frameworks, transparent contracts, and accountable institutions are essential to ensure oil wealth benefits all Jamaicans, not just a select few. Public opinion in Jamaica is deeply divided. While many see oil as a potential solution to chronic underdevelopment, others worry that it could disrupt tourism, fuel environmental degradation, or be mismanaged like past resource opportunities. The government must therefore engage in continuous dialogue with citizens and civil society to build trust and ensure transparency in every stage of the process. To mitigate risk, Jamaica must invest in capacity building and establish an independent regulatory body to oversee oil exploration and production. The country should also create a sovereign wealth fund to manage oil revenues, with clear rules for investment and spending to ensure long-term economic stability. At the same time, Jamaica should not rely solely on oil. Even if oil is found, global trends are moving toward renewable energy and decarbonization. The country must therefore pursue a balanced energy strategy that includes solar, wind, hydro, and other sustainable sources alongside any fossil fuel developments. It is also essential to prioritize local content. Jamaican companies and workers must be given opportunities to participate in the oil industry through contracts, training, and employment. Policies should mandate partnerships with local firms and the transfer of technology and knowledge to build domestic expertise. If managed properly, oil revenue could be used to fund infrastructure upgrades across the island. Improved roads, ports, and energy grids would not only support the oil industry, but also benefit tourism, agriculture, and manufacturing. These sectors would in turn create more jobs and foster inclusive economic growth. Investment in education should also be a priority. Oil money could fund scholarships, STEM programs, and vocational training that prepare the next generation for high-skilled careers, both in and outside of energy. This would leave a lasting legacy long after the oil runs dry. The discovery of oil could also empower Jamaica to renegotiate trade deals and expand its geopolitical reach. As an oil producer, Jamaica would gain strategic importance in the Caribbean and the Americas, potentially giving it a stronger voice in regional organizations and global energy forums. Cultural preservation must not be overlooked. Rapid industrialization can erode heritage and disrupt communities. Jamaica must find a way to develop its energy resources while preserving its unique identity, traditions, and way of life. While some fear that oil could crowd out tourism, the two industries can coexist with proper zoning, infrastructure planning, and environmental protections. Norway, for example, remains a global tourism leader, despite being one of the world's largest oil exporters. Ultimately, the path ahead depends on wise leadership, public engagement, and strategic planning. Oil has the potential to be a blessing, but only if Jamaica prepares for it with foresight, discipline, and a long-term vision. In the end, Oil should be viewed not as a savior, but as a tool, one that can help Jamaica achieve self-sufficiency, social equity, and sustainable development if used wisely. As the country continues its journey into the energy frontier, the hope is that Jamaica will rise not just as an oil producer, but as a model for how to turn potential into prosperity.